the Chicago Bears. Last season, the Bears were 3-14, last in the NFC North, and they missed the playoffs, obviously. And bunch of changes happened, right? The Panthers traded their top pick to the Carolina Panthers for the 9th pick and the 61st pick, and then they also got a 2024 first round pick, a 2025 second round pick, and wide receiver DJ Moore to give Justin Fields a weapon for next season. DJ Moore was a really good receiver for the Panthers for a few years. And the Bears signed some players, They made some moves. But the key is, are the Bears going to be good enough for 2023? They won 3 games last year. You got to think that you're going to be better than last season, right? The goal when you're that bad, when you're a 3-win team, your goal is to improve the roster. And that's what the Bears are trying to do. And hopefully build around quarterback Justin Fields. That's their goal. Now, they have some decent pieces that they're building around. Pretty young team. Fairly young team. They got wide receiver Chase Claypool also. So, with DJ Moore, so the wide receiver room is going to be better for sure. Next season is going to be a better room. Last season, Cole Kemet was their leading receiver at 544 yards. So with Claypool and DJ Moore, that wide receiver core is going to be a lot better. Just overnight, it's going to be better. Defensively, they were at the bottom of the NFL statistically. 32nd in points allowed, 29th in yards allowed. Offensively, they were pretty bad too. Now, can they get back to? Can they get to a 5 wins? Can they get to 6 wins? Some people are expecting the Bears to have a big jump. There are a lot of people out there that are comparing Justin Fields to Jalen Hurts, that he could have that kind of potential. I'm not sure that's going to happen this season. I think he needs a couple more years. Is it possible? Maybe. But not likely. At least not this year. So let's get to the schedule. Shall we? The good old schedule. And that's why we're here. Week 1, they'll be hosting the Green Bay Packers, the new look Green Bay Packers. No Aaron Rodgers. Remember, Aaron Rodgers used to own the Chicago Bears. I mean, this guy had real estate. He was part owner of the Chicago Bears for years. Now Jordan Love will be taking over in Green Bay, and the Bears now have a clean slate against the Packers. So week 1, I'm giving the Bears the victory at home against the Green Bay Packers. Week 2, they head out to Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. New look Buccaneers team as well with no Tom Brady. I think it's going to either be Baker Mayfield or whoever. Can the Bears go out to Tampa and beat the Buccaneers? Now, I was kind of debating back and forth on this because I'm not really sold on Tampa. Some people think Tampa's still going to be good. Not as good as with Tom Brady, but they think they can still be good. You know what? I think this is a good test early on for Chicago. I'm going to give the Bears the win on the road. I think they're going to get a road victory in week 2 at Tampa. They catch Tampa off guard week 2, 1 o'clock. Bears come in there and they win. And they're going to start the season 2-0. People are going to be like, oh my God, 2-0. Remember, they won 3 games all of last season. They already got 2 going into week 3. So I'm giving a little respect to the Bears here in their first 2 games. Week 3, though, they head out to Kansas City. That's when they get thumped by the Chiefs. But the game is going to be close. It's not going to be a blowout. Kansas City's not going to blow the doors off them. I think this is going to be a very competitive game, but Kansas City will pull it out and hand the L to the Bears. 2-1. Week 4, hosting the Denver Donkeys. 1 o'clock, CBS. I'm going to give the Donkeys the L. So the Bears are now 3-1 through 4 weeks. Who would have thought, right? Week 5, they head out to Washington to take on the Commanders, and they're going to lose that one. Thursday night, it's a short week coming off the Denver win. They're going to take an L at Washington. That's on Prime Video. So now, 3-2, they're still above 500. Not too bad, not too bad. Week 6, home to the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings will go into Chicago and they will get the W, giving Minnesota the win here. So the L for Chicago, they're going to lose there. They're going to fall to 3-3. Week 7, hosting the Las Vegas Raiders on Fox. They're going to beat the Raiders at home. So another W for the Bears. They already have more wins than last season. Congratulations. Week 9, at New Orleans to take on those Saints. Those dirty Saints, Derek Carr and the New Orleans Saints. That's going to be a 1 o'clock game. This is a key game here because the next 3 of the next 4 games will be on the road. This is a very interesting stretch for Chicago because counting the LA game against the Chargers, which they will lose on October 29th, Sunday Night Football, they will have 4 of their next 5 on the road. So this is a real testy moment for the Bears. Can they survive it? They lose the first one on the road to the Chargers, but then they head to New Orleans for week 9. Do they win that game? I'm going to give them the W. I think they're going to go into New Orleans and get the W. New Orleans down. Home to the Carolina Panthers. They win that one. So now they won 3 of the last 4. How about that? Chicago Bears are rolling. They got week 11 at Detroit. You're wondering, how did the Bears win the last 2 games on short weeks? Well, they pulled it out somehow. The Chicago Bears, week 11 at Detroit, taking on the Detroit Lions on Fox. They're going to lose. Sorry, guys. The L's coming. Losing to Detroit, they're going to lose at Minnesota on Monday Night Football. Minnesota gets payback from Minnesota sweeps the division, sweep the season series. So that's that. So a couple 2 L's in a row there before the bye week. I mean, hey, Bears wasn't supposed to be that good anyway. They have already exceeded expectations, folks. Right? By the bye week, they already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. So, if you're going to get any more victories for the season, this is it. Week 14, after the bye week, they host the Detroit Lions. Now, Detroit beat them a few weeks ago in Detroit. I think Chicago returns a favor and beats Detroit at home. So that's another win. 7 on the season. Week 15, they head out to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland Shits. Cleveland, we don't have a time or a network for this game, but let's just assume Cleveland will beat Chicago at home. Cleveland will win at home. Christmas Eve, week 16 at home to the Arizona Cardinals. They win. They beat the Cardinals. Cardinals are not going to be good this year. That's on Fox. Then they host the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to give them a win against the Falcons as well. So it's coming down to here. How many wins is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wins on the season for the Chicago Bears. And can they get to 10 wins? Can the Chicago Bears get to 10 wins, folks? Week 18, final game of the year against the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. If they win this game, the Bears could have 10 wins, double-digit wins for the first time since 2018 when they won a division back 2018. Can they get to 10 wins? Can they beat the Packers? Now, they beat Packers in week 1. Now they got them at the last game of the season, January 7th. All eyes on Fields. Fields versus Love. Can Love get revenge, or will Fields lead the Bears to a 10-win season? Drum roll, please. No! The Packers win at home at Lambeau Field. So, hey, look. It was a good game, but it was cold out there. And I know the Bears can handle the cold because, you know, they're in Chicago. But Jordan Love, did I call him Justin Love? Jordan Love put on a performance that you've never seen. Well, you've seen it before from Aaron Rodgers, but for some reason, Jordan Love, he got his confidence. At the end of the year, he was playing much better football, and he put up a big game. He led the Packers game-winning drive, and they beat the Bears in a tight game. So it came down to the wire, folks. But we're giving the Packers the edge at Lambeau. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 8 on the season for the Chicago Bears. And look, 9 and 8 is good. They won 3 games last year. And we might be very generous with this 9 wins, right? But the schedule, I think the schedule is not that bad. That's why I got 9 wins here. They could very well win 10. And to my calculations, right? They can win 10. I mean, they can, they could definitely win 10. Could they go into Cleveland in December and beat the Browns? It's possible, especially if they're playing well enough. They could win at home against Minnesota back in October 15th. Definitely. So there are some games there that could go the Bears' way. But we're going to stay 9 wins. I think that's pretty safe. We might be a little generous with that, especially being that they won 3. But remember, there's always a couple teams that are bad the previous year that wins a bunch of games the next season. Maybe the Bears are one of them. They brought in, they got a couple wideouts. The offense is going to be different. Justin Fields has potential. He has upside. So when you take all those things into consideration, you have to be open to the possibility that the Bears could definitely win a lot more games than expected. So that's that. Chicago Bears 9 and 8. That's our prediction. That's